How's it going, guys? Junior here with any Mustangs, bringing you back another video. In today's video, we are back working on my girlfriend's car. This is pretty much the final steps to getting this car done. So we're going to be taking off the headlights, grills, bumper, and lower grill, and these side markers, and these little inserts right here, so we can paint it. We're going to paint the front bumper off of the car, since obviously it's harder to get low when you're spraying. The hood, we're going to leave it as is. The only thing is, they did sideswipe my girlfriend's not too long ago, and there was minimal damage. I mean, it just kind of did that to the bumper and scratched the bumper, but it did push the fender, which therefore pushed the hood to the left. And I did discover this crack on the hood, and it did crack the paint, which we're going to repaint it, but it's a little like flimsy, and I don't want the paint to re-crack. So I'm going to talk to Alex, see if probably some fiberglass, epoxy, or resin, whatever you call it, to fix this. But the reason we're not going to paint it, it's got a coating on the bottom. Nobody sees it. It takes more paint to do. And also those nozzles that I had done, to take them off, there's no unclipping anymore. So I'd have to like take off, and then the screws and the fiberglass, I don't think they're going to be able to go back on. So I'm not even going to mess with it. So I'm going to leave the hood. We're going to spray the hood on the car. So what we're going to do is just take off the bumper, everything on the front, and go from there. All right, so first things first, we got to take off the little clips. Get your little clip tool off of the little radiator cover here, and that should, I mean, the bolts of the bumper right here, but that way we can access the headlights and anything else that's underneath. That way I have more room for that. So first thing, I'm going to take that off, and then I'll pick you guys back up. All right, so top piece is off. Like I said, I mean, it's got some clips on there too. But other than that, that's about it. The bumper just held on by some of these bolts here and some on the wheel wells. So I'm going to get under there. I'll see if I don't have to jack it up or not, because there's some bolts in the wheel well, but I also got to take off these side markers. That way when I pull off the bumper, I don't pull the wires or something. So I'm going to take those off. The side markers themselves, I can't get in there because it's kind of dark, but it has two studs with nuts. So that's how you can take those off. So I'm going to take those off, and then we'll pull that bumper off. All right, got the bumper off. Like I said, it has, well, on this car, I only had one. I think it's supposed to have more than one also on the bottom. For the bumper, I only had one, the one on the top. And then that comes right off. It's kind of just clipped in between here, so you just got to tug on it. The headlight has the one on the top, one there on the left, and one on the right. And I unplugged the headlights or the bulbs, just that way dirt doesn't get in there, since I'm going to store them somewhere. So I took those off, and that's what that looks like. So now I'm going to take the other side, and then we can start taking the grills off of the bumper, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, so got the side markers off. Like I said, it just has two 10mm nuts on there, so make sure you take those off. If your car has fog lights, obviously you're gonna have your bolts here. Take off the actual headlight piece, or fog light piece, I mean. As far as this one, since it's a base, doesn't have fog lights, so it just has like this trim and a piece of a tumbleweed. Looks like it's as simple as pushing these tabs in on both sides, and it should pop out. As far as the grill, same thing. You have all these tabs. Doesn't look like any metal clips or anything. Same on the bottom. Yep, same thing. So I'm gonna take my time. It looks like usually it might have had like some sort of clips here. Like I said, it's when my girlfriend bought it, they had put this bumper on it already. Doesn't look like they transferred everything. So I'm gonna take all these grills off, and then essentially this bumper is ready for prep, meaning sanding or priming, sanding, priming, sanding. And then same with the fenders. Got the other headlight off. So, and the hood. So we're gonna prep that on the car. The only thing is, obviously I ordered some masking stuff on Amazon, so I'm gonna mask from the door back everywhere. So I'll mask everything when I sand it in here, and then do a couple coats of primer, sand it, and it should be ready for prep. Of course, easier said than done, but that's gonna be the longer process. And then Alex will spray the actual paint. We're not professionals by any means, but at least it'll all be one color instead of three. So I'm going to take off these grills, and then that'll probably be the end of today. I'm going to make it all one video probably until the paint part. So this is all the paint prep. And then go from there. How's it going, guys? You're here with the Mustang thing back another video. I don't know if I'm going to continue this video from the previous video of taking this apart. If I do, welcome back. As you can see, we got Alex here. Bumpers all primed, sanded, primed again, or primed, sanded. Same with the fenders. The plan is we're gonna, by we I mean Alex, is gonna kind of blend the new paint into the door, so that way it's not as noticeable, the new fender paint, if it is darker, which more likely it's gonna be because the car sits in the sun. And then clear coat the whole door, so it's gonna kind of blend, and then we'll clear coat the whole door. Hopefully it's not as noticeable. The stripes, I didn't take them off because they're expensive, so we masked them right at the edge. So we'll see how that turns out, and I plan on finishing them off with some vinyl wrap. The hood, like I mentioned, my girlfriend had gotten sideswiped. Actually, Alex did a pretty good job kind of filling in the cracks. We'll see how that works. I did fix it with JB Weld. Same with the corner here. So that's no longer loose or cracked like it was, like I showed you guys before. That's all ready to go. Same with this fender. When the car was wrecked, it appears the fender came and hit the door, so we kind of sanded it there. That's as good as it's going to get for now. And same thing, blend it, clear coat it, stripes are masked off. Calipers, I did paint yellow, which I'll do an actual in-depth video when I do the back ones, because we're actually going to have to replace this back axle. So I got 2 more videos on this thing coming out. Well, actually 3. One's a surprise for my girlfriend. But other than that, we got paint from a local paint shop. Nason's what Alex likes to use. It's affordable. Obviously, we got the paint match. Paint gun, like I said, this is a budget build for my girlfriend. Everything's been kind of on a budget. Marketplace parts, all that good stuff. He actually got this, granted this was a long time ago, he got a nice gun set at Walmart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Walmart for like 40 bucks with this gun and a smaller one. So don't think we're using an expensive gun. He does have a nice one, but for this one, we're gonna stick to this.
But honestly, they almost work the same. It's all really in the prep and everything,
So there's that. So we're gonna get this paint mixed, and then I'll film a couple shots during the painting process, and then we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it turns out as decent as like the Camry in a sense, and at least it'll all be one color. It'll be a solid 5 to 10 footer like I told my girlfriend. And that's what matters, because she does daily drive this. So if, like the other day when she got sideswiped, if this car is pristine, she's not gonna wanna drive it. So we'll see how this turns out.
Music bed.
All right, so this is now the 3rd coat on both the bumper and the car, well, the front end of the car. So far, it's covering really nice. I will say Nason, compared to the custom paints that I had used on my truck, go with Nason. Not to bash on the other one, but this one covered very nicely, quickly, and it ended up being about the same money now that price increases and stuff. So this is the 3rd coat. This is probably gonna be the final coat now, and then we'll let it sit. We've been letting it sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll start on the clear coat, and then we'll see how many coats we get out of that one. All right, so this is the 1st coat of clear coat now. We're gonna see, we might do 3. We'll see, because we have a whole gallon of that. So starting on the 1st coat now. He's gonna do the whole bumper refill, and then we'll do the front of the car on the 1st coat. All right, so this is the 1st coat done. It looks really nice. You can see reflection on it. Alex is starting on the 2nd coat right now, and then we'll film after. So far, it's looking really good, especially where he blended on the door. You really can't tell where the new paint's at. So kudos to him on thinking about that and not ending it just on the fender, plus that ended up covering the chips there from when the fender had hit the door when it was wrecked. So looking good so far. All right, this is pretty much the end of the third coat. As you can see Alex's reflection getting clearer and clearer once he does the third coat.
Music bed.
All right, so third coat, it's been like 10 minutes, and gotta say, Alex did a really good job spraying this. We did keep in mind, obviously we're not professionals, but peel your tape when the paint is fresh, wherever it's gonna touch, like for example on the stripes here, because if you let it dry, when you peel your tape, it brings part of the paint since it dries to the tape. So make sure to peel it before it dries completely. So I took off the tape that was covering the stripes and the one right there on the weather stripping. Other than that, everything else we can do later because no paint's actually touching it. It was just kind of covering stuff. Same on this end. As you can see, the stripes are uncoated. The paint is, as you can see right here, slightly darker, which is to be expected since it's new and the car's old, especially in the sun and stuff. But since he blended it, it's not as obvious as where if you went on the Defender, you can really tell. So at least that way it's kind of masked, especially on the crease there, the stripe and stuff. You won't really see it. But once, I'll probably end this video here, and then next video I'll put it back together, put the bumper on, take all the tape off, put the emblem on. If we do end up buffing this paint, which we might, but right now it is like glass. I mean, there's tiny little dust particles here and there. But we might leave it as is. We'll see what Alex decides. If he thinks we should buff it, we're going to buff it. But, alright, so as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like button, hit that subscribe button. And I do plan on getting my girlfriend's reaction once the car's completely done because she's in Mexico right now. So she hasn't seen the car. She saw teasers of us painting it, but she hasn't seen it all done with all the little things I've done to it. So I will film her reaction. But catch you in the next one. Peace.